Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am friend Chad Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is September 22nd of 2024, 8:13 in the a.m. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday, and praise God for whom all blessings flow. Well, people, yesterday I presented this video, Original of an Antichrist. Original of an Antichrist. Now, it's an hour and 23-minute excursion through the Museum of Science and Industry here in Chicago on Lakeshore Drive. I ran into a Michael Jackson Pharaoh type bust, if you will, of Michael Jackson. On my way home after I did the video, I'm like, Pearson, you've seen that before. I'm like, wow, yeah. But I was in so amazement that I saw it. My mind just got captivated by it, because I was like, when I see a image of a Pharaoh type Michael Jackson, I was like, wow. So last night, as I'm finally reviewing the video that I created, I'm like, man, I gotta dive kind of deep. You see, because Michael Jackson back in the day, this guy back in the day, he picked me up. I've told the story before. I had to be 17 years old. I went to Creekmont High School, and I missed my bus. And it's a country road out there in Crete, Illinois, from the train station. And his limo pulled over and he picked me up. We were both the same age because we were both born in 1958. So, make a long story short, I've always had a connection with Mike. Let's just say we grew up together, right? I wound up getting in the business, and his life was the business. Also, I had a crush on this lady. Okay? Keep it real. And I'm going to present both these people today because as I did a geometric check on both their lives, I'm seeing like 36, 666, 44, and 84. And I want you to see it because I'm asking myself, were they sacrificed? And were they sacrificed so someone else's career could grow? I've been telling people recently my theory on things about people who are in the public eye when they get famous. You see, Satan used to be up on high back in the day. When he challenged God, him and a third of the angels, Luke 10:18 says he was hurled down. Satan has a thing about rising people up so they can be hurled down, so to speak. I think he gets a kick out of it because that's him. Think about it. He was there and then he failed. And he gets a kick out of taking God's creation and sending them through what he went through. It's deep. I want you to wrap your mind around it. He'll rise a star and then take them out. Once you see this video, you'll understand why I think what I think. So we have Michael Jackson, 50 years old, born August 29, 1958, died June 25th, 2009. Good old Gary, Indiana. Watch this excursion here. They transform a falcon as Horus. Wow, as Horus. A falcon as Horus. So a falcon can be considered also from ancient times as Horus as well. That's what they're saying here. This is what they're saying. A falcon is Horus. You go. They're consistent with the nose, aren't they? Ring with ANTELOP. Here we go. Now, did you see the nose? This here is a bust, if you will, of a pharaoh, or maybe a goddess. I don't know. I forgot. But it looks like Michael Jackson, of which I will show you. But notice the nose is missing. I said several times in yesterday's video that I've read either in a book or a magazine that the powers that be deliberately erase the nose so you can't tell exactly what culture or clan they're from. And then somebody put in the comments section in relation to this video that I did yesterday, or original of an Antichrist, when I should have put origin, and I should have put in quotes, so I'll fix that. But in the comments section, somebody put, and I really appreciate you putting that in there, that it clicked with you. It clicked with you that Michael Jackson, his nose, either fell off or he had issues with his nose. And as soon as I read it in the comments section, I'm like, that person is right. That person is absolutely right. Was Michael Jackson, let's just say, tampered with? Because the nose has an issue here, and Michael Jackson had a nose issue as well. Check it out. And that's from all the plastic surgeries he had, right? There you go. They're consistent with the nose, aren't they? Ring with ANTELOP. Ring with scratch. I'm not sure who this is. Probably Nefertiti. It's beautiful, isn't it? There's another one. Now that's deep, ain't it? That's too deep. Look at it, people. Look at it. I said, look at it. If that ain't Michael Jackson, I don't know what is. And again, I was so caught up in the moment, I forgot. It's been on the internet for a long time. I've been seeing this. Thank God the thing seasoned the cycle. I was able to go. I've been planning on going to this museum for about a month, and I finally got it done yesterday. I'm so excited. People look like Michael Jackson, doesn't it? Think about it. I am not joking. That looks like Michael Jackson. And I've seen pharaohs that look like Michael Jackson. I wonder if there's some A-N-D backwards going on. A-N-D backwards is what? You know what it is? A-N-D, A-N-D, use your head. A-N-D, is that a possibility here? Right. I wonder if there's some A&D going on in our lifetime. Because that looks just like Michael Jackson. At least the Michael Jackson that was transformed into that. Maybe he was doing the Pharaoh thing, the Egyptian thing. Yeah, that's interesting that Michael Jackson would look like this at the end of his life. He's looking like a cross between black and Egyptian. Interesting, huh? If you put it side by side with Michael Jackson, you would get that, wouldn't you? Let's see. Let's see if I can get that picture. This is fascinating to me. Let's see here. Michael Jackson with mummy face. found it. Look, they got it in there. They've got it in the look, it's here. It's on Google. So I was right. Look, saw a mummy that looks like Michael Jackson. Wow. Man, I tell you. Come on. Okay. So yeah, people, watch the video, you'll see, looks just like Michael Jackson. Now, what I want to go into is this here. You know, we're talking ancient civilization, but I've been teaching that in the book of Ecclesiastes, things, season, and cycle. They happen again. God has parameters and boundaries on Satan. He's got limitations. He's still a deceiver no matter what age, but he repeats the same thing over and over and over again. I'm going to say it again. Satan is bound by boundaries, limitations. However, he repeats the same thing over and over again. And I do believe God does as well. And if you study history, when it happens again, when it occurs again, you can put it together. As I was reviewing this last night, I'm like, Pearson, is there something there? And I'm going to show you what I mean. Watch this here. I guess that's a coffin. Look at those there. Here they are here. Do you see that? Do you see that? Why is there an animal on a human body? Were they just depicting it as that? Or was that something it was doing? Pause and think. Were they just making up art with all types of animals attached to a human body? Or was this something they was doing? A-N-D backwards. Think about what I'm saying to you. A-N-D backwards. It's fascinating, isn't it? This is why God said, I have no gods before me. Look what's on his head. And you wonder why we see the Baphomet. It's going to be a fascinating video, people. I have a lot for you. Just stay tuned. Resemble the Baphomet all over the internet. Is that what this is about? Look at it. Look at all those different animals attached to it. Is this something they were doing back in the day? What were they doing back in the day? Is this why they were? It says became extinct. Now conscious spirit arrives at the chamber of the two. Is that why they became extinct? Were they toying with God's creation? And I'm not just picking on Egyptians. Others did the same thing. But we have to ask, what are we looking at? What exactly are we looking at? Here it is. Look at that. It's an elephant, a monkey or a human, and then what? A crocodile and a lion? Were they into mythology back in the day? Or were they doing something? Look, it's gotta be asked, people. It's gotta be asked. It's got to be asked. You depict what you are. Is that a good argument? Or they were just getting down like that. Oh, let me just draw something up and put, no. What's the fantasy? Just drawing this. Maybe this is what they was doing. It's deep, y'all. Lord had me look at this thing last night from a different aspect. And so now I'm asking the question. What you think? What do you think? Have they perfected something on this earth that we don't know about, that they don't want us to know about?
Tired of playing with this thing.
Have they literally perfected something on this earth back in the day, and they've perfected it again today? Have they done it? Think about it. This thing here looks just like MJ. Have they perfected something today that they did in the past? Hello. Now check this out. There's MJ. Michael Jackson, remember the time? He's doing his Pharaoh thing. Eddie Murphy. There's Mike. There's Eddie Murphy. There's Eddie. Remember the time? Remember the video? And Michael Jackson he's got his Pharaoh on, dressing like an Egyptian. Look at it with the falcons, the falcon birds. Yeah. I got some numbers to show you. It's going to blow your mind. All right, now check this out. Remember, the time comes out to 84. Remember, I told you you're going to see 84, 44, 36, 63. Now, we know Barack Obama was born August 4th. But let's just take that out of the equation. It appears in this demonic calendar that has been placed on this earth. They've been speaking long before Barack Obama came. And the more I decode, the more I see it. And maybe, just maybe, allegedly, this is why the initial Donald Trump said, let me ask about that birth certificate. Hint, hint, allegedly, allegedly. But here it is. Is it coincidence that it's 84? Barack Obama was born August 4th. But remember, the time was 84. What is the possible tie-in? Obama checked out the pyramids back in the day. And they say that it looks just like him. That this image right here looks just like Barack Obama. They've been saying that for a long time. In other words, he went home. That's where he's from. That's the A&D backwards. That's the people that are speculating that this is him. These are his roots, Akhenaten. And Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Does 10:18 sound familiar? Luke 10:18. When Satan was what? Hurled down from where? Hurled down from heaven, Luke 10:18. Akhenaten was the modern day Antichrist of that day. So what's going on here? Is he the modern day Pharaoh? Or is it just coincidence? It's deep, y'all. I said it's deep. I want to give, thank God I remembered. I want to show you guys something. Remember I talked about the nose of Michael Jackson on that Pharaoh? Look at this here. Look at that. Why they got that picture like that? Look at his nose. Ain't that deep? Look. Look at that. Look at that. Was Michael Jackson toyed with? I have another picture. I gotta find it. Hold tight, people. I'm gonna try to do justice to this video here. Takes time to research. Got him there. And then we got him somewhere else. Oh, here it is here. Look at that. Speaking without speaking. Is that a coincidence? Mike went through the same thing that the Pharaoh went through. Come on, man. It's deep, baby. It's deep. I said it's deep, baby. Man, Michael Jackson, 84. Barack Obama was born August 4th. And there it is, right there. Look at all these coincidences, all this going on. Is there a repeat? Egyptian. Was somebody brought back to us? Was Michael Jackson brought back to us? Sun god Ra? Come on, baby, look at that. See the rays of the sun there? You see that? And then you see here, see the rays of the sun here? 2 years ago, Joe Biden was at this, COP27, the rays of the sun. You see that there? And now you see this here. Come on, man. The rays of the sun. Akhenaten. It's deep, y'all. Penny for your thoughts. Come on, man. Now look, always question why they made this movie. Always questioned it. Especially after I showed you all this here. Were they getting us ready for what they really doing behind the scenes in life? All these different monsters and whatnot. Why did they reintroduce this? We know the Baphomet got 2 different genders. Why all of a sudden they introduced MIB? The MIB. And all these different figures with man and beast combined. Why did they do that all of a sudden at the MIB? Why did they do that? Then you got this here. Animals, man, and beast in mythology. Why they call them mythology? We saw the fixtures at the museum. You think they was doing the A&D backwards back in the day? Huh? The Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians. You think that's why God turned this earth upside down? Maybe it's not mythology. Maybe they don't want us to know that's what they would that's what they were doing. They tinkered with God's creation. It's deep. Put in the comment section. You depict what you do, don't you? Stop playing. You depict what you do. It's the way I see it. Now, did Michael Jackson ever visit Egypt? Yeah, he did. This month in 1992, Michael Jackson took an 11-day trip to Africa. Michael visited medical centers, churches, schools, and educational charities for disabled children in Gabon, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, and Kenya. Michael Jackson was over there. He visited Egypt a lot. I said it's deep, y'all. It's deep. Something going on, neck bone. Yeah. Something going on. Now, Eddie Murphy was the major star in that movie, Remember the Time. Okay? Remember the Time. He was, what, I would say, arguably the principal character in it. Remember the Time. Eddie Murphy, again, was in this movie. He's the principal character. Okay? A pharaoh type, right? Now check this out. He was born April 3rd, 1961. Michael Jackson was burnt up. Remember he had to burn during the Pepsi commercial? January 27th, 1984. Michael Jackson was burnt up. Michael Jackson on fire, remember that? Michael Jackson burnt his hair, remember that? Had to go through surgery. I remember that as if it was yesterday, did a Pepsi commercial. And he burnt up. Remember that? Michael Jackson. So now let's hasten on. January 27, 1984. I'm gonna put it all together. It's gonna blow your mind. Remember the Time came out January 14th, 1992. The video with him and Eddie Murphy. January 14th, 1992. Remember the Time came out. Okay, so now, let's go down the road for Michael Jackson, okay? Michael Jackson was born 8/29/1958. He died 6/25/2009. Remember the Time came out January 14th, 1992. When you take January 14th, which is Remember the Time, versus Barack Obama, or just August 4th, 1992, the difference is 6 months and 3 weeks. 6 months and 3 weeks separate Remember the Time versus Barack Obama's birthday, the 8/4. 3 6s, 666. Is that coincidence? Remember the Time comes out to 84. Remember the Time comes out to 84 in gematria. I think I showed you that, didn't I? Remember the Time comes out to 84. Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th. How is that coincidence? It's deep, ain't it? Michael Jackson was 33 years old, 138 days, when Remember the Time came out. 33, like Masonic. Michael Jackson was 33 years old. Michael Jackson was 17 years old upon Remember the Time was 17 years old and 162 days once Michael Jackson died. But check this out. Michael died at 50 years old and 300 days. 50 years old and 300 days. When you take Eddie Murphy's birthday of April 3rd of 1961, right? April 3rd. And now you make Eddie Murphy's birthday, April 3rd of 2009. He was born in 1961. But if you take 2009, why do we take that? That's the year that Michael Jackson died. So if you take Eddie Murphy's birthday of 4/3/2009 versus the day that Michael Jackson died, 6/25/2009, the difference is 84 days. Shut your mouth, Pearson. Yeah. Eddie Murphy's birthday, 4/3, versus Michael Jackson's death date is exactly 84 days apart. Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th. That's amazing, isn't it? Then look at this. 8/29 is when Michael Jackson was born. So if we take 8/29/2009, right? That'd be an anniversary of his, I'm sorry. This is when Michael Jackson was died. I'm sorry. A lot of numbers, people. I am so sorry. 8/29, that is his birth. Michael Jackson's birth, 8/29/2009 versus 6/29/2009 is his death. The difference is 66 days. Although Michael Jackson was born in 1958, if you bring it up to 2009, August 29, in other words, Michael Jackson died 66 days before his birthday that year in 2009. 66 days. Is that a coincidence? Now check this out. I already showed you Eddie Murphy. The difference between Eddie Murphy's birthday and Michael Jackson's death date is exactly 84 days. Now here's the day that Michael Jackson got burnt, January 27th, 1984, in a Pepsi commercial. January 27th, 1984. All right, let's go down the row here. We're gonna connect all this. 8/29/1958, Michael Jackson's date of birth. You take 8/29/1983, the year before the Pepsi commercial, which was January 27th, 1984. The difference is 4 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day. 4/4. Barack Obama became our 44th president. Ain't that deep? Michael Jackson's birthday, 8/29/1983, just before he got burnt on this date. The difference is 4 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day. Barack Obama was the 44th president. Now check this out. This is Michael Jackson's death date, 6/25/2009, literally, versus the day he got burnt, 1/27/1984. The difference is 25 years, 4 months, 4 weeks. If you graduated, if you take 6/25/2009, the literal date of Michael Jackson's death, versus 1/27/2009, the anniversary of him being burnt, the difference is exactly 4 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day. So, you mean to tell me it's 4 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day, the 44? Barack Obama was born, Barack Obama was the 44th president. So from death to the burnt is 4/4. And from birth to the burnt is exactly 4/4. Isn't that something? So the day that Michael Jackson got burnt, his death is exactly 4 months and 4 weeks away. From his birth, it's exactly 4 months and 4 weeks away. It's crazy, ain't it? 4/4, Barack Obama was the 44th president. I already showed you Barack Obama looks like Pharaoh. Now, let's do Whitney Houston. I know it's long, but hey, it's deep, y'all. Here she is. She born February 11th, 2012. She was 48 years old. You know, 48, like April 8th, there was an eclipse came over the earth. 48 could be looked at as sacrifice. February 11th. We already saw a connection on dates between Eddie Murphy and Michael Jackson. Eddie Murphy's birthday, 4/3. Michael Jackson's death date, 6/25. Eddie Murphy 4-3 birthday versus Michael Jackson death date is 84 days. Is there a connection in numbers, allegedly, between Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston? Why do I say that? They did a movie together. Watch this. Mariah Carey, March 27, 1969. Clyde Davis, he managed her career, didn't he? He managed Whitney Houston's career. That's his birthday, April 4th, 4-4. Coincidence? But here's the album that they did together. Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. It's titled The Prince of Egypt. The Prince of Egypt historically is Moses, but it's still wrapped around Egypt. The Prince of Egypt, released November 17th, 1998. This is gonna blow your mind. People notice the change in looks of their favorite stars like Whitney. I'm gonna read this to you. This is from February 21st of 2020. This will blow your mind about Whitney. When they showed films on Whitney's death, I did notice an Egyptian statue, but Whitney was a star in Hollywood. Yeah, remember I've been telling you guys like yesterday, and in my last channel, Friendship Pearson, I said they had pharaoh statues outside of the funeral home when Whitney died. You are going to see the Egyptian and its image in Hollywood. It is a place that seems to believe in Egypt. See this here? This person wrote this. You are going to see the Egyptian and its images in Hollywood. It is a place that seems to believe in Egypt. I wonder why Hollywood believes in Egypt. The pyramid is there. When I think of it, I think of death and mummy anyway. Okay? So when they showed films on Whitney's death, I did notice an Egyptian statue, but Whitney was a star. This person is saying this about Whitney, the Egyptian statue. Let's go on to read. There are numerous videos online. Some of them might not be real. However, I saw what I saw. When Whitney joined Kevin Costner in the movie The Bodyguard, a news reporter or a journalist asked Whitney how she wanted her funeral arranged in a video online. Isn't that something? Why would a journalist ask her that? When Whitney joined Kevin Costner in the movie The Bodyguard, a news reporter or a journalist asked Whitney how she wanted her funeral arranged in a video online. Whitney looked at the man as if she thought he was crazy. Maybe Whitney didn't know what was truly going on, and the man that asked the question did. It has been said, though, that Whitney was afraid to do the movie, The Bodyguard. Maybe she felt something wasn't right all along. We don't see and know everything that is going on with a celebrity unless we are there with them in Hollywood. Yet we judge the rich and famous so hard. There are things that God sees that we don't. Ain't that deep? You got to check this thing. This is Son, and they took the video down. They took it down, but I've been talking about this for about ever since the death that they had these statues. I'm gonna show you. This is you can Google it. Gail N. Whitney. It's called The Medium. The Medium. I'm sure we can get it at. The Medium. So yeah. Medium, Gail N. 4 years ago this was written. You got to check out this article. It's worth it. It's well worth it. Now check this out. Watch this about Whitney. Watch this here. This is the funeral and the funeral home. Watch this here. Do you see the pharaoh? I did this video on my last channel, Friendship Pearson. Look at that. What you doing with the pharaoh right outside the funeral home? What was that about? Why is that pharaoh there? That's one video. Now watch this here. Here's another one. Watch this. There's Clyde Davis. Did you see that? There's the pharaohs right there. Why were those pharaohs there? Isn't that kind of creepy? That's deep. Now let's look at some possible connections or whatever. The Prince of Egypt. This is the video that Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston sang in. Album soundtrack. It came out 11/17 of 1998. The death of Whitney Houston was 2/11 of 2012. Her date of birth is 8/9/1963. Again, she was 48 years old. 48, all right? And I wrote down in my notes for some reason, it's a 6-month and 3-day gap that her birthday. So she lived 48 years, 6 months and 3 days. Whitney Houston lived 48 years, 6 months and 3 days. 3/6 is 666. Take 11/17, that's when the movie came out, The Prince of Egypt, versus 8/4. That 8/4, like Barack Obama's birthday. The difference is 3 months, 1 week, 6 days. So between the movie coming out, Prince of Egypt, about Egypt, with her singing with Mariah Carey, versus Barack Obama's birthday. I'm not saying it's Barack Obama, but the 8/4, subtracted 2, 1998, the difference is 3 months, 1 week, 6 days. What is that? That's 3/16, like John 3:16. Was she sacrificed? Again, I had the camera in the wrong spot, I apologize. The movie, Prince of Egypt date, versus 8/4, the difference is 3 months, 1 week, 6 days. 3/16, does that mean sacrifice? Also look at this here. 8/9/1977. 8/9. All right, what is 8/9? 8/9 is a date of birth for, that's for Mariah Carey, I do believe. Let me double check. Mariah Carey, 8/9/1997. I forgot whose date of birth that is. 8/9/97. I'll put it in the description. Oh, that's Whitney Houston's birthday. Whitney Houston's birthday, 8/9, and we just bring it up to 1997 versus 11/17/1998. I know why I did that. Here you go. Whitney Houston's birthday, Whitney Houston's date of birth, April 9th, anniversary, 1997, versus the date the movie came out, Prince of Egypt. The difference is 66 weeks and 3 days. Isn't that something? 663. Isn't that something? Now here, Mariah Carey's date of birth is 3/27/1969, literally. When you take 3/27, her birthday of 2012, versus 2/11 of 2012, what happened on 2/11? February 11th, 2012 is when Whitney died. So Whitney's birthday, February 11th of 2012, that's when Whitney Houston died, versus the birthday that year of Mariah Carey, 3/27 of 2012. The difference is 6 weeks and 3 days. 3/6 is 666. People, I hope that you enjoyed this. This was fascinating research. It took me about 5 hours to do it. Do you think that the AND backwards, that the pharaohs was doing it then and that they're doing it now? That God's creation was tinkered with, that Satan can actually make an image. I'm Friend Shot Pierce. Enjoy the work. Please subscribe, thumbs up, share it, think it through, put in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Are certain people being They rise to the top and they fall. Satan got it going on like that because he failed in Luke 10:18. Is that what he's doing? And then at the same time, do other people's careers soar after certain people die? Remember, to get the notification, just make sure that you're subscribed every day, because every now and then you might fall off. But God bless you. Remember, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. We got to endure until the end. Sometimes it's good to look back, to look forward, and see what God is going to save us from. Somebody say hallelujah.